So, plenty to look forward to here on Shell Helix Motorsport. And as I said, we start off with the Suzuki Championship Road Round Series. The race started back in April at Taupo and it finishes here at Manfeild. Heaps of riders, lots of classes to get through, action aplenty right throughout. The weather wasn't too kind, but it was a great day. We start our coverage with the Degrade motorcycles, brought to you by Buell. Leading the Buell Motorcycles Degrade going into the sixth and final round was Taranaki dairy farmer Ross Brown on his GPZ 750 Kawasaki. So Brown in the front from Bradley Morrison and Richard Grimmett, and Kim Nairn back there in fourth place. So still a battle there. 60 points on offer throughout the day. This is the final round of the Degrade, and as the name suggests, these are the novices, these are the newcomers to road racing. They get a chance to go through a training course with the staff here in the Suzuki series, and it really has paid dividends for some of these riders. The one to watch for, of course, is number 56, and that is Carl Fulton. You'll see him just lurking there in fourth place at the moment. The rest of the field working their way through the Castrol S's and heading out towards the infield hairpin. Bike number 6, it is in the front, Larry Blair. Now, he's an ex-motocrosser, not really in points contention at the present time, but doing a good job at the front of this field. Rest of the field going through there. Curly Mickelson, number 68, making up the back markers. Down across the stripe for the first time of 5 laps, and it is the points leader, number 16, out in front, and that is Ross Brown, the dairy farmer from New Plymouth. There is a graphic example of the varied bunch of motorcycles we've got in Degrade. As the name suggests, novice riders, doesn't matter what they ride, as long as they're first timers, they are in the novice group or the Degrade here at the Suzuki Championship Road Race Series. 56 is Carl Fulton, as we told you, younger brother of Dean Fulton, on the family bike really. The bike is owned by Dean's father, and Karl getting to strut his stuff here at Manfeild. Final round of the Suzuki Series, and it is the points leader in the Degrade, leading at the moment. Good scrap going on for the miners there. Number 126, Brad Morrison, and right in behind him, it is Carl Fulton. 16, though, showing them a clean pair of wheels. Too close to call this one, the Degrade motorcycles. Remember, 60 points on offer throughout the race day. This is the final round of the series. They're working their way through Coca-Cola again now. 16 still leads them, and that is Ross Brown. Just getting a little bit further away now from Brad Morrison, and Morrison, coincidentally, is second in the points. Richard Grimmett, number 838, haven't seen too much of him. He's third in the points and not figuring at this stage. He's got a bit of work to do on his XR650 Honda. Race leader, though, is, well, there's been a change as they work their way into the Dunlop sweeper, and it's now Carl Fulton in the front. 126 in second place, and that is Brad Morrison now. Are we going to see Morrison making a bit of a charge towards the top of the points? Remember, 60 points over the round, and maybe we'll see a change here. Fulton it is, though, in the front at the moment. In second place, it is Morrison. And in third place, it is the points leader going into this round, and that is the dairy farmer from New Plymouth, Ross Brown. 99, there's Simon Walker, and someone's gone, and I think that's number 39, it is, and that's Kim Nairn. She's brand new to road racing, and she told us earlier on today that she has fallen at just about every corner at Manfeild. Well, you can put in the double now, Kim, for the infield S's. Fulton, though, already starting to stretch his lead. In second place, number 126, Brad Morrison. Can't do too much about it at the present time. And back in third, maybe sitting there knowing that he's done enough, and that is Ross Brown. That is the way they'll finish. Brown takes out the points from Bradley Morrison, Richard Grimmett, and Clinton Hancock. And to the winner goes the spoils. Ross Brown takes the silverware in the D-grade. The innovation of this year's Suzuki Series is the SV650 class, incorporating the Rent-a-racer. Now, as the name suggests, you can rent these bikes either for the whole series or a race-by-race basis. Leading the Suzuki Rent-a-racer series going in is Andrew Bretherton from Wanganui, a motorcycle salesman, and he is no stranger to Manfeild. In second place, it's Bruce Hansen, and also in the C grade, now races within races here at Manfeild, Skids Campbell in the front of Kelvin Hill. So a big field of C graders and Rent-a-racers. SV650s gets away from the line, and it is bike number 1, Brendan Marshall from Christchurch, is going to lead them into Coca-Cola for the first time. Right in behind him is Bruce Hansen from Hawera, and problems on the start line, as I think it is bike number 42 that has come down. We'll pick up that for you a little bit later on as the bulk of the field works their way into the S's for the first time. Brendan Marshall makes the regular trip from Christchurch to the Suzuki Championship Road Race Series, picks up a bike at the racetrack, goes through, gets as many points as possible, and races his heart out. So the man from the South Island in the front at the moment. Hansen in second place. Now he's been shuffled back a couple. Andrew Bretherton, bike number 22, the points leader going in, moves up into second. Here's Hansen on the inside though, bike number 55, the Pirelli Repsol sponsored machine, just sneaks up the inside as they work their way through the Dunlop sweeper and down the Central Power front straight. But it is the man from Christchurch who's showing them a clean pair of wheels at the moment. The secret to this class, of course, absolutely identical machines. It all comes down to rider ability. Who's the bravest? Who's going to get through the corners quickest and carry the speed onto the straight? It's the Christchurch man in the front at the moment, Brendan Marshall. Right in behind him, 22, Bretherton from Wanganui. No stranger to racing motorcycles. You would have seen him last year on a sports production machine, a Suzuki, but now he is in the Rent-a-racer class, the SV650 class. This is really a three-horse battle at the front of the field. Remember, the C-grade and C-grade plus in this field as well. We'll try and pick up some of them for you as the race progresses, but these races really are just a sprint, 5 laps in duration. And look at this, 3 abreast as they work their way into the braking area for Coca-Cola. Hansen in the front this time. Bretherton says, no, I'm not having any of it. Moves around the outside, and Marshall just caught wanting a little bit and goes very wide through the turn. Well, interesting to see if he gathered it up. Yes, he did. The familiar black leathers of Brendan Marshall stays in third place, but maybe, just maybe, his points have gone here. He really needed to win this race to have any chance of challenging Andrew Bretherton. Bretherton has been the class of this field, the man from Wanganui, in first place at the moment. Behind him, Hawar is Bruce Hansen, and then it is Marshall from the South Island. Trying to get on that bunch is number 21, and that is Todd Sutherland. He's lurking back there in fourth, picking up points, but just out of our camera range. Down the front straight, they come once again. Bretherton back in the front. Here comes the challenge from Hansen. Who's going to go to the brakes last? It'll be Hansen. He closes up the gap, but it isn't enough to make the pass. So Bretherton holds on to it. Hansen back in second, then Marshall. We may just get a glimpse of the fourth placeman. There he is. Bike number 21, Todd Sutherland going through in fourth, a distant fourth at this stage, but still picking up valuable points in this, the final round of 6 for the Suzuki Championship Road Racing Series. As close as you want in the Rent-a-racers, and Hansen, a little bit of a head shake as he gets up the top velocity down the front straight. Bretherton, 22 on the outside. Hansen trying to go with him. Can't do it as they work their way into the sweeper and down onto the front straight once again now. Checkered flag will come out this time, and I think it'll fall for Andrew Bretherton. I think Bretherton's done enough to give himself the class. Hansen and Marshall will fight out the minors, but the man from Wanganui gets the win.
Yeah, really good class, good racing. All the bikes are the same. No one has any advantage, so it just comes down to rider ability. So yeah, it's excellent.
And you can certainly see that today. It was pretty close at the front.
Oh yeah, it was a little bit too close for comfort there. No, it was the best racing we've had in the whole series, and some of the guys who are renting have just got faster and faster as the series has gone on, and you know, it culminated today. You know, it's really good racing.
So the C-grade taken out by Skids Campbell, the Rent-a-racer, as we said, Andrew Bretherton, and the C-grade plus, Craig Sargent gets the win. The Suzuki-sponsored A-grade has again been dominated by one rider. Last year it was Dennis Charlett. This year it's his teammate Dean Fulton. So you'll see in the A-grade points, Dean Fulton has absolutely streeted the rest of the field. Charlett in second, Ronnie DeWeese on the Aprilia there, and Terry Fitzgerald with him as well as we get set to go racing. This is the A-grade, the Pirelli 600 Sports Production and the Superbike Production class, as well as we're on board here with Dean Fulton looking out the back of the machine. Just in behind him, James Cardow, one of the 600 runners there, and alongside of him you just got a glimpse of bike number 12, and that is Corey Oxenham. First ride back for Corey since a crash in Pyra way back at the beginning of the year. So brilliant pictures here from our on-bike camera as they work their way through the infield S's. 18, Ronnie DeWeese there on the Aprilia. Now he was up in the points, and look at the way Fulton's just left him to it. Out on the front, Dennis Charlett, the master of Manfeild, came from a 125 Grand Prix background, and for the last couple of years he's been dominating the Suzuki Road Race Championship Series on Suzukis. Last year on a 600 he won it overall. This year he's made the move up to the 1000cc machines, and he tells me they are a lot harder to ride. Number 1, Dennis Charlett, a transplanted South Islander, originally from Christchurch, now residing in Palmerston North, where he works for Phil Turnbull Motorcycles. Second placeman number 36, that's Ray Clee from Kumeu in Auckland, thought by many to be a Pukekohe specialist, but really doing a great job here in the third round of the A-grade. Remember, 3 rounds to decide the championship. Oh, getting very close to Dean Fulton there, bike number 46. and that is the Honda of Glenn Jeffrey. Another brand new bike for Glenn Jeffrey, a new Fireblade Honda. And this is something that the Suzuki Road Race Series has been known for. It's a chance for some of the better riders to shake down their new equipment with the upcoming summer series. Charlett leads it. Fulton, though, has led the class masterfully all throughout the 6 rounds, and he currently is mired back in about 4th place. The danger for Charlett at the moment is the man behind him, the Yoshimura Suzuki of Ray Klee. Klee, having had a lot of international experience, raced in America and also Europe. And look at this, he's putting the hurt on Charlett now as they come into the braking area for Coca-Cola. Suzuki on Suzuki, the official Team Suzuki rider, slips back into 2nd place. That's Charlett. And look at the shots as we're on board with Charlett. Look at the way they move around on the motorcycles. A lot of people say that the bike does all the work. Nothing could be further from the truth. 36, Klee in the front, through the infield S as they go. Suzuki on Suzuki at the top of the A grade. It's been that way right throughout the series, but normally it's been Dean Fulton coming to play as well, and you see him just coming into the picture now, moving into 3rd place. 36, Klee leads it. In 2nd place, Charlett. Suzuki. Glad in the heart of the sponsors. Great for the big crowd here at Manfeild. It's the man from Kumu, Ray Klee. 2nd place, Charlett. And look at the way Fulton closes him up under braking. He's got a real reputation as the last of the late breakers, has Dean Fulton, and he swallows up the ground between himself and Charlett as they work their way into Coca-Cola. Has he got enough time to pull this man in? No. The A-grade races are 10 laps. Everything else here is just the 5. The raw power of the Suzuki shows as Ray Klee comes to take the checkered flag and takes out race number 3 in the Suzuki-sponsored A-grade. 2nd place, will it be Fulton? Will it be Charlett? It won't matter for the points. Number 7, James Cardow, comes through there, probably one of the fastest of the 600 runners. There is the man in 2nd place, and it is Dean Fulton from Mount Maunganui. Right in behind him, Charlett. So overall, Fulton takes it easily from Charlett, whilst in the Pirelli 600s, it's the evergreen Terry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, he's good, Ray. He's been around for a while, and he's been riding these big bikes, so he's pretty well too.
Another innovation of the Suzuki Championship Road Race Series are the coaching clinics, available to riders of any ability and put on both Saturday and Sunday. It's a chance to learn from the masters, in this case, Charlett and Brian Bernard.
Check the flag, and you'll all end up sitting over there until the last person's gone by, and then we've had racers that have raced for years and years and years on them. We've had journalists that are coming back and getting re-enthused, and we've had guys that have never ridden on racetracks before.
The Street Stock 150s are another brilliant idea from Series Supremo Tim Gibbs. It's a chance to go racing competitively without breaking the bank. And you can see it is very close at the top of the points. William Richards leads it from Stu Graham, but watch for bike number 31. That is Karl Morgan. And Karl on a borrowed bike. He seized his own bike in practice early this morning. Great field, and this is from an incident earlier on. This is a starting incident, and you can see the accident happened so quickly. That's from the onboard pictures on Karl Morgan's little 150 machine. 27 it is, tips it into the turn first. This is Scotty Birch, currently 4th in the points. Oh, and there's problems there. Oh, some more contact as they work their way through Coca-Cola, and another rider bites the dust, and it is bike number 24 down in the first turn. No damage though, and he will continue as we go back to the head of the field, and the racing action really will be between 3 people. William Richards, Stu Graham on the 18, and also bike number 31, the Dean Labram Suzuki of Karl Morgan. So they are the ones to watch. Too close to call, as we told you, in the points, and it is number 27 going through, Scotty Birch at the front of the field. There is Morgan in 2nd place. In 3rd place, it's William Richards. Right in there too is bike number 45, Chris Sales. One to watch for there as they get right under the paint, make the machines as aerodynamic as possible as they work their way down the central power front straight. It comes down to rider's ability. How many times have we seen this in New Zealand motorcycling? These one-make classes really popular. This is Karl Morgan at work at the office on his Coleman's of K Road sponsored Suzuki. Just 14 years of age, has already been identified as one of the talents of the future in the Motorcycling New Zealand talent identification squad, so he gets a little bit of help, the Waitakere schoolboy. 27 though, well, he gets some help as well, and that is Scotty Birch in the front at the moment as they bunch up 150cc machines. They are absolutely stock standard, all of them two-stroke. In fact, at the beginning of the series, Tim was going to cater for a four-stroke class, but didn't feel the need this season. Morgan in third place at the moment, close as you like as they work down the Central Power front straight. 45 it is now out to the front. Chris Sales obviously got the drive down the straight and held it into the turn. They come into Coca-Cola now. 45, Chris Sales, the Total Motorcycle sponsored rider, in first place, and another one bites the dust, and that is the man that was leading the point series. Can you believe it? Number 54, William Richards it is that's come down. Wow, if you do the maths quickly, that may have just handed the series to young Karl Morgan. Well, keep an eye on what happens behind, but at the present time, it is number 45 out on the front, and that is Chris Sales. Chris doing double duty here today at Manfeild. You'll see him also in the Super Motard class. Second place man, number 27, Scotty Birch. He was in fourth place going into this round, fairly adrift of the points leader, and that points leader may just be this man now, Auckland's Karl Morgan. Sitting back in third place, but I'm sure he will have worked out that with number 54, William Richards, gone, the points leader, he doesn't have to do too much. 31, Morgan on the inside in the Dean Labram Suzuki. Just up ahead of him is bike number 18, Stu Graham. 45 still leads it though. That's Chris Sales. There's Morgan. There's Graham, number 18. But really the action will focus on bike number 31, the Dean Labram-owned Suzuki. Remember, we told you that Karl Morgan had problems in the practice. He seized his own machine, but Labram said, here, have my Calendar Motorcycles machine. You're higher up in the points than I am. This man is going to win the battle. He's not going to win the war. It is Chris Sales on the Total Motorcycles machine. Second place, look at that, the fist in the air. That is Karl Morgan. He knows he's done enough. And in third place, it will be bike number 27, and that is Scott Birch. So great racing as we've come to expect in the 150s. And there it is, Karl Morgan does enough. Look at that, squeaks by with just 4 points from Stu Graham, Will Richards and Scott Birch.
Must have been a bit of a worry this morning with your original bike seizing.
Yeah, it was really bad, but luckily Dean Labram lent me his bike and it's all really good.
So the curtain comes down on another successful Suzuki Championship Road Racing Series. What started 6 rounds ago at Centennial Park finishes here at Manfeild. Rest assured, race organiser Tim Gibbs is already planning for next year. Well, there we are, New Zealand's answer to two-wheeled action from Manfeild, the final round of the Suzuki Series. What about young Karl Morgan, just 14 years of age? He's got a huge future ahead of him